Oh, is this recording? Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's the end of 2024 and this is another compilation video. So I am going to compile sort of all the mods that I did to the Kona N this year. It was a great year and made a lot of progress with the build. I feel starting to come to a headway. Like I said in my last video, I'm not sure what the goals are going into 2025 or beyond. I'm just kind of, making these videos as they come. I'm just gonna rock with it until I no longer enjoy it or life gets in the way. I do work a full-time job. I'm a father of 3 kids, and again, that's gonna take time out of trying to make these YouTube videos. So again, yeah, it was an awesome year. Had a lot of opportunities and worked with a lot of brands. Not a lot, maybe a few. Again, starting to ramble, but this is a compilation of all the mods in 2024. Enjoy. Peace. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, going to head to AFE. So AFE hit me up and invited me to a sort of media track day event. So shout out to them. And I am going to swap out my intake to an AFE intake. So that's exciting. So we're gonna head over there to the shop and get the intake swapped out. Currently running the Kona N intake and haven't had any issues. This is not a I'm gonna change the intake out because I don't like Kona N intake, but for the media day, I want to make sure that when there's pictures or if there's pictures of the engine that for an AAV event, I want to make sure that I have their products, and currently also run the turbo inlet as well as the charge pipes. So gonna take with me also, I want to run the Boomba blow-off valve, but for whatever reason, or if there's an issue with it with the AFE intake, I will also bring the OEM bypass valve. So yeah. It's been raining a lot out here. Thankfully it stopped today. But here's my garage. I've been parking in the lake over here. But thankfully it's kind of dry over here. But all packed up, gonna head out to AFE and hit the road, so stay tuned. I don't know if this vlog will be interesting, but at least I'll get some after clips when the intake's installed. So gonna head to the shop now, and yeah. Car's looking dusty from this rain. Look at all that. Need to go do a car wash. And we're stuck in traffic, of course. Hopefully we make it there by 12. 11. All right, just got to AFE. Gonna hit him up and let him know I'm outside, and then we'll see what happens. Pretty sure I can't film, or I don't want to film too much or get in their way, so just gonna check in, drop off the car, and then I'll let you guys know, so stay tuned. Oh, thanks, man.
Like, you know, Terranay was right. Like, so many people love these cars, and it's
Oh.
easy to see why, you know. But
Plus, it's like now that it's discontinued. All right, Henry's got the car. He's gonna pull it in, and there he is. He's gonna, you know, install the intake. Shout out to him. Oh, definitely has to put it in N mode and adjust my crooked parking. In the meantime, I'm gonna go eat. There's a little cafe that I always go to while I'm out here, Granite Cafe. So get a little bit of lunch. I did have a little bit of breakfast, but could always eat, so stay tuned. All right, just ate. Gonna head back to AFE actually, and Terranay, who runs the socials for AFE, is gonna give me a tour. So I'll see how much I can film and include in the video. So stay tuned. This is exciting. This is exciting. This is exciting. So.
I'm not a 49ers fan.
Oh, I was gonna give you more props because you were a 49ers
Yeah,
fan.
I was in San Francisco for like 5 years. So.
Oh, there's the car. Thank you for the tour.
Yeah, of course. Your suspension and shock stuff right here.
Oh, nice.
And then we have our dyno over here.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And this is Mike Santa Cruz.
Hey, Mike. Good. Gavin. Nice to meet you.
more than rudimentary.
Uh-huh.
They're actually thought out. Like, you can see the
Yeah.
that were put into this. We could have gone a larger box, possibly a larger filter, but it's not going to gain anything for you.
I
so
see.
we wanted to leave a little bit more room and make them proportional.
Yeah.
And so we used your Kona to do the charge pipes and turbo inputs, right?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's because kind of the same engine as the Elantra and Veloster, but like probably a little bit tweaks or a little bit more bespoke on per platform, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we dyno every day around lunchtime.
Oh, nice.
It gets so loud that
Oh,
here's the
yeah. I've seen this one. It's like a crazy setup, yeah. Yep.
So we have the 3D printed prototype in here right now.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna take a look.
So you can see this is made with a 3D printer, and then we actually put the pieces together. Like,
Ah, I
through
see.
that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you guys 3D print for testing, and then once it's like kind of in a solid state, then you
Then we can make a
mold.
of it.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we go across the street where our rotational
sorry.
molding facility is, and then we could get something like this.
Oh, cool.
So, but right now it's still in tooling, so that means that we're waiting for the mold to be made and all that stuff.
Nice.
But yeah, I'll take you over to a Widow pallet too.
Cool. No, thank you for this. This is awesome.
Yeah, cool.
How long have you been working at AFE?
Since I was 2.
Oh, really?
My dad's the owner.
Oh,
Who runs the socials for AFE?
that'll do it then, right?
Figure out a different configuration for the dyno right now.
Is it a DynoJet or what dyno do you guys
Yeah,
run?
it's dyno.
DynoJet? Okay.
Yeah, so this is our software. I'm
Nice.
just rewriting some of the settings to make it a little bit easier on me.
I see.
later on,
So that's kind of like the care and heating we do when we design these intake
Let me
motors.
see.
So it's
Surfboard Easter
it's a Kona.
Ah.
Surfboard, sun. Why didn't you put a palm tree or coconut?
Yeah, something Hawaiian on there.
Pineapple.
That would have been good. That's interesting. So it's only on these intake boxes
Yep.
that has the surfboard?
Yep.
Oh, no way. Let's see the
Yes.
attention to detail, guys.
There's GTRs over here.
Oh, nice. Is it R35? Oh, nice. So it's pretty, yeah, my brother had a 2009, but they've been the same model year for like ever, it felt like. Oh, there's tips. Oh man, you got the HREs. Nice GTR.
This is what we 3D print our prototypes in.
So fun fact.
And they run 24/7.
Oh wow.
Originally we had these as a primary. Now we're discovering 3D printing. The technology's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
So we're actually using some more integrated ones. You can run them longer, faster, harder, and less expensive.
Nice.
Those machines are like $30,000 to $60,000 each. These machines are like a third of that.
Oh, and they're faster? Are they like equivalent quality, you would say, or is because they're newer, right?
Yes,
I see.
So again, when we bought these, that was the latest and greatest technology.
Yeah.
But now
No, this is the new.
it's felt perfectly, get something made, and just go for it.
That's cool.
So he's doing this like all day, making prototypes for mostly our OE drop-in filters.
Oh, nice.
OER drop-in filters.
Here they showed me RotoPower, which they own and operate as well. And this place handles their plastic molding production for not just their performance parts, but other production pieces for a variety of different industries outside automotive. It was also loud inside and hard to record, but just seeing and learning about what goes into making the things that they do was super insightful. So I appreciate Terene and Mike for giving me the tour and for allowing me to learn more about the process at AFE. Henry's got full approval. Yeah. How'd it go? Shoo, there it is. That's awesome. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, I think even with the inlet, blow-off valve, and this intake, it just kind of opens up like more sound to it.
Yeah.
All right, whew. Man, that was awesome. Got to meet the owner's daughter. Shout out to Terene for giving me a tour of AFE. Got to learn about the company. Super cool to see all the machinery and their manufacturing and how everything's done in-house. Thank you again, AFE, for, giving me the tour and sort of opening it up. But as you saw, the intake is installed and I think it looks amazing. Got some tidbits and little details. Gonna head home now. Probably gonna hit traffic, for sure, but gonna head home now and give you more of a debrief or end of the video sort of outro. So stay tuned. Yeah. So shooting an outro here. Hope you like that video. Shout out again to AFE and to Terene. I'm probably butchering your name. Shout out to her for hitting me up on Instagram and inviting me out to the track day event. Super excited. It's funny because, she had mentioned that she was the social media person at AFE. Then it turns out she's actually the daughter of the owner. So it's cool to meet and get to see a tour of the facility, obviously. Shout out to Mike also, who was on the tour and giving some information. I tried to shoot as best I could. I was probably ill prepared. There's like a lot of background noise going on. So I tried my best to kind of show what they were kind of showing with the facility. And I hope it was somewhat informative and some more behind the scenes. It is cool to see and know that, AFE is, I don't know if we can call it a mom and pop shop, but it is sort of a local business. Everything is built there, distributed from there. And yeah, I can't be more thankful enough. In regards to the intake, I think the intake's great. Overall, paired with the boom blow-up valve, it sounds good. I would say it's probably a little bit more quiet than the Kona N one. I'm not gonna compare the two to see which one is better, but they are both great looking intakes. And one is open box and one is closed. One's gonna get you more noise and one is gonna be with the enclosed box, and the fit and finish looks more OEM-ish, I would say. So they both have their great qualities. Maybe I'll look to do an intake video listing, sort of like I did with my exhaust video. If you haven't checked that out, click the link above or I'll drop a link in the description. Don't know what else to say. I guess, gonna be out of town for a few days, which leaves little time to prep for the track. If anything, hopefully I can just change the oil. Right now I'm running the EBC red stub pads, which I know aren't track pads, but streets is sort of a smaller track and it is more of a private event. So hopefully I won't do full lap sessions. Maybe I'll do a couple runs and kind of shut it down. So I'll look to kind of see if I can get the car prepped, changing to OEM pads, changing my oil, and changing the brake fluid. But a lot of the fluids are still, you know, again, it's not my daily driver, and a lot of it is sort of still at low mileage on it. So I think I'm thinking it's gonna be fine. I'm not obviously gonna go to the track day and just like tear it all up, you know, tear up the track, but do want to push the limit a little bit, especially if it's gonna be a more smaller field of cars or like, you know, less people. Might make it more open space to kind of learn the nuances of track driving. So it is something that I want to get better at, obviously. I'm starting to ramble. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Another rainy day in California, so what a perfect time to change the oil, right? I don't know if you saw the last videos, but hey buds, I am going to, or got invited to sort of event track day, so just wanted to change the oil as well as the brake pads. Again, it's private event, just want to get a few laps in, have a little bit of fun, but just want to make sure that the car is in. Gonna head to the homie Kurt's house and do a little play date with the kids, as well as work on the cars. And yeah, what better way than on a rainy day? Also, if you saw the thumbnail, I'm going to be installing the Fumoto oil drain plug. Hopefully that makes changing oil intervals a little bit easier. I've seen this on the forum or read online. This does make it more convenient. It's a little drain plug that just opens, and you don't have to unscrew the oil drain plug all the time. Just sort of flip a switch and let it drain. So let's see if I bought the right one, hopefully. With that said, let's hit the road. And of course my son's asleep. Goes to show, maybe the suspension's not as bumpy as we thought it was, right? The kids can fall asleep. Gonna drop them off and then head to Harbor Freight, so stay tuned. All right, gotta pick up some tools first. All right, got the tools, gotta go to AutoZone next. In the tool hauler, the Tessie. Second time, second stop.
How long is it taking you?
Just to buy the stuff. AFE intake? Yeah, maybe the light. Alright, gotta start with the oil first. Always go with the OEM. This is the part number here, and I'm gonna use good old Valvoline 5W30. Here's the Fumoto valve. Let's see if this will install properly as we do the oil change. For more context, the Fumoto oil drain valve replaces your factory oil drain plug. This one is F-106 M14-1.5. So after you replace your factory bolt with the Fumoto oil drain valve, it then allows you to flip a switch, which will open up the valve, allowing oil to drain. There's also a clip that will secure the valve switch, so make sure you put this back on after each oil change. I've done a few oil change videos on the channel, and I don't want to bore you, so I'll drop a link in the description below to some more in-depth and detailed videos on how to change your oil. But to start, you want to remove the under tray, and in order to do that, you need to remove 10 push clips as well as 7 10mm bolts. To remove the factory oil drain plug, you'll need a 17mm socket or wrench. Right, there it is. Let's just tighten it and see how it goes. To install the valve itself, I just hand tightened the valve where the existing drain plug was, and then used an adjustable wrench to torque it down a bit. I didn't over tighten it, but the torque specs from the Fumoto website says it's 18 foot-pounds. Also be careful not to overturn it too much where the valve isn't facing a direction that will allow oil to drain down and not all over your oil pan. Here I'm just checking for oil leaks. Ignore the water on the ground, that's just from the rain, but just making sure that everything's tightened. And again, I do have the Forged Motorsports oil cooler, so I wanted to run the car a bit and check the oil levels, and then added just a little bit more oil to compensate for the oil cooler itself, and then proceeded to check the oil level when I got home, which I didn't record or want to bore you guys. Alright, just gonna let the car settle and check for leaks later. Just because it's a rainy day, I don't know if it's water or if it's oil. But got the oil change, have the Fumoto, is that how you pronounce it? Have the plug drain in, fits perfectly. Again, time will tell, and hopefully there's no leaks with the plug. And the next oil change should be easy. Just have to flip the switch and oil comes out. So next up, we are going to tackle the brake pads. So gonna just install the front, and if it's unsafe, I'll probably just shut it down. But right now, going to install the OEM ones just for the fronts, since it is a front wheel drive car, and primarily use the front brake bias, if that makes sense. I don't know, but we'll see. I also have a video on the channel changing out the brake pads if you're interested. I'll drop a link in the description below if you want a more in-depth video. But we'll see, since the video didn't perform that well. It seems like nobody is interested in a video on changing the brake pads for the Kona N. But let me know in the comments below what you want to see more of on the channel. All right, EBC pads out, one side done. Off to do the other side, but gonna rotate my tires as well. Here, I just rotated the tires from the rears to the front, and I didn't film everything. And again, I did torque down the wheels after the car was on the ground for those who are concerned. All right, just gonna film this one side. Gotta put this back on and gonna lower the car. So gonna wrap up a bit, not gonna bore you with filming it, but you know, thanks for following along. Shooting the outro now. Hope you liked that video or found it interesting. Probably not the most exciting content to a Fumoto drain plug, but nonetheless is in preparation. Do want to document the prep for the track day / media day for AFE. Just got off a call with the photographer and, you know, going over some of the shooting terminology and shot list. It's a full production thing, and I'm excited not just to have a few sessions hopefully on track, but just to be able to have the car shoot rollers and get some drone shots. So shot professionally, should be excited. So I'm excited there. And yeah, also got a new helmet. Check it out here. I have a race clip helmet. So this is pretty cool. So if I do a session, I have a helmet here, headstocks coming, and I also just run their gloves as well. So I just decided to kind of get a helmet. I know I could have rented one there, but hopefully this will inspire me to go on track more, having a dedicated helmet and some equipment. So that's cool. And yeah, like I said, hopefully getting the car prep and whatnot, just to be able to get some media shots is exciting. And hopefully I can capture the day and post some of the content or some behind the scenes without leaking anything. I don't want to do that. But again, shout out to AFE for the opportunity and being sort of the media car for them. And yeah, anyways, starting to ramble, but I hope you like that video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace. Alright, today's the day. Going to be installing the intercooler on the Kona N. It's been a long time coming. I've been mentioning it in videos here and there. And what better way to do the install than during the hottest time of the year, during summer, starting to pick up heat-wise here in California. So with that said, want to see if I can install this intercooler. So the intercooler is from Sixth Element. Unfortunately, they are no longer producing like the intake or intercooler. So I got this this on sale at a great deal. So the install should be pretty straightforward, but I do have two issues or things that I need to account for. One is that I have the Forge aftermarket oil cooler, and that sits on the crash bar, and I need to take the crash bar off in order to, oh, thought I saw someone there, in order to install the 6th element intercooler. And I am running the AFE charge pipes, both hot and cold side. So the issue there is that the couplers are made for the stock intercooler, and the 6th element intercooler is a larger diameter. So shout out to Mike Jones. He has a black Kona N. He's had similar issue that he's had to deal with. So I've been in contact with him. So shout out to him for helping me out what to buy in order to get the couplers to fit on the aftermarket charge pipes to the intercooler. So I got these couplers off Amazon. I'll do a mock-up here of a diagram or sort of Photoshop mock-up that I came up with. So the 6th intercooler on the hot side has a 2.5-inch diameter opening, and the AFE charge pipe also has a 2.5-inch diameter versus the stock charge pipe being smaller, I think at a 2-inch diameter. So with the help from Mike, he had used a 45-degree silicone coupler, also at a 2.5-inch diameter. The cold side's a little trickier. The intercooler also has a 2.5-inch diameter opening, but the AFE charge pipe has a 2.75-inch diameter. Not sure what the stock one is, but I'm guessing it's around 2.5 inches. So because of the larger AFE charge pipe diameter, we need a 2.75 to 2.5 inch reducer hose. And for the intercooler, we need a 2.5 inch diameter silicone coupler. And finally, we need a 2.5 inch diameter piece of aluminum in order to combine the two couplers together. Again, this is if you have aftermarket charge pipes that are larger than stock. If you have the stock charge pipes, 6 did provide all the necessary hardware in order to install the intercooler. I don't know if that made sense at all. It's even confusing to me. I'm not a mechanic, but I think I do have it narrowed it down with these pieces. So with that said, let's take a look and open the box. You know, I've had this for 3 months almost, so this is my first time seeing it too. Here is the upgraded core. Comes with these spacers that you need to put for the crash bar to account for clearance. Obviously the couplers that we are looking to modify. Got a little 6 sticker and all the hardware that we need. All right, so here's all the stuff that we are looking to install on the car today. So I'm gonna wait till it cools down a bit. The camera also says it's overheating, so that's not a good thing. And I'm sweating and getting tired just from filming this sort of intro here. As I look to install, I'll do my best to VO the install process. I'm literally just gonna follow the instructions. And when I do note or come across an issue, I'll probably look to give some commentary. So with that said, let's wait for the sun to come down and then we'll look to install. So stay tuned. So I'm going to be jumping around a bit on their instructions, but the first thing we have to do is remove the bumper. Forgot to get the under tray. Once everything is free, the bumper should be able to come off. Bumper is off. Probably loose and not great fitment because I've been taking it on and off a bunch of times. So, you know, next step, we got to remove the crash bar and the shroud, and then obviously remove the stock intercooler there. Also, got to take these lines off, maybe clean this oil cooler, then we should be good to install the intercooler. Next, we need to remove the couplers, both hot and cold side. The key part here is that the OEM intercooler on the cold side has a plastic piping piece that needs to be removed. All right, I'm going to take off the hot side piping first, and it's these guys. So in the instructions, that's to take off the piping first. I know this is the AFE piping, so we're looking to switch this as we switch the intercooler. So I'm gonna switch this one as well as this one here. This is the cold side. Not gonna bother you with or bore you with filming it, so stay tuned. I could not get this hose off, so I had to cut it. I do have another hose, so rip AFE one. If I need to go back to stock, I'll get new ones from them. Maybe give me credit this one. I only had to cut this half part. Such a pain. I'm not gonna do this again myself. Probably take it to a shop. Here we look to remove the crash bar, and in order to do so, the radiator support needs its own support so it doesn't fall. From there, we can then remove the hardware on both sides of the crash bar in order to remove it. About to take the crash bar off, but I do have the oil cooler, so I can't just take it off because it's connected there. I also have it zip tied to the crash bar. I might just take these off here and then reroute the hoses back. Of course, oil cooler has oil. All right, bash bar is off. Here it is. Obviously made a mess with the oil cooler, so had to cap it here. That crash bar is off. Time to take the shroud off now, and making some progress. To remove the intercooler shroud, we need to unplug this sensor here. Then there's just 2 bolts on each side to remove. Typically, you're supposed to also remove the radiator shroud, but since we have the Velocitech, I don't have a radiator shroud. It won't fit with this, or I have to trim it. So next we gotta remove the intercooler, and there's some 10mm bolts here. So let's get to removing that next. Intercooler successfully off. So here's what they look like. Obviously the beefier 6th, and then the OEM intercooler there. So definitely a bigger upgrade. This one is a little bit heavier, but you know, I just gotta lose a few more pounds, but definitely significantly bigger core. So let's get to installing this next, and then we'll go from there. All right, have it screwed on by hand with the OEM hardware. The new intercooler is mounted and looking beefier, so just gotta tighten these down. All right, now we get to put on the spacer brackets here. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw the instructions on the screen. To install the spacer, it says to screw in the extended stud as much as possible, then use the provided nut to tighten further before taking the nut off. The spacer then can hang on the extended studs before you put back the crash bar. And here's where I started to fall apart a bit. So I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, but putting the extended stud and using the screw to tighten it just locks on the bolt here, so having trouble putting the stud in to add the spacer. I was able to get one in, but even then that's kind of loose here, so have to figure that out. All right, it's day 2. My homie Kurt actually went and got extra studs and bolts. As you saw in the last clip, I was having trouble getting the bolt off the studs after tightening it, so you know, I was able to do one here, but then yeah, the rest just kept getting stuck. Just gotta try my best and hope I can get the stud on there. So all right, so I got the studs in there. I'm not gonna tighten it with the bolt, but I'm gonna put the crash bar on and then tighten it after the fact, after I get the spacer. So if all goes well, there you go. Now that I got the studs in, we can put back the crash bar. It says just to line the studs up as center as possible before tightening down, and I definitely recommend to have someone help you here. I'm trying to get these nuts. See where it's like, let's see. All right, crash bar is on. So if you have the Forge oil cooler and it mounts on the top here, with the spacers and the new intercooler, it barely just clears. You can kind of see, it's like giving a little kiss. And then here is the clearance on this side. There's the clearance here, clears it. Here's what it looks like now. Halfway there. The last part is to install the coupler hoses on both sides and make sure to tighten the clamps in a spot that you can access if you need to remove or retighten. Been playing with the charge piping, making sure the coupler is good. Just want to finesse this to make sure everything fits nicely. It's not required, but I just want to show here that I was able to put the OEM shroud back on. Typically you aren't able to put it back because of the larger intercooler. I didn't want an extra storage piece, so I got these metal and rubber washers with an extended screw I had laying around, but was only able to screw down the top. I think the hardest part is just gonna figure out how to adjust the couplers for the piping. I do have to modify and cut down some of these. All right, here's my custom cold side. Cut down, again, use the aluminum joiner pipe. That's why I have the 2 clamps here. Reducer going to the larger charge pipe from AFE into the intercooler, the 6 intercooler. So larger diameter here for the intercooler, a larger diameter for the charge pipe. Again, try to mimic the length of the 6th coupler. We'll see, I don't know if I cut this short, hopefully not. Fingers crossed, but let's see. I have the hot side here with the 45 going to the larger diameter AFE pipe here. Have the coupler on with the T-clamps, and it goes and is connected to the 6 intercooler. So this one, a little bit weird because this is at an angle, but I try to get as much of the sleeve onto it so there's a good amount. The piping ends here for the 6th, and then here is where it ends for the AFE charge pipe. So it might be a little bit larger, but hopefully there's enough of a sealant for this side. So here's the cold side. I don't know if I can get, if you can see, gotta connect this charge pipe to the new 6th one here. So yeah, it's gonna be a pain. So we'll see how the new custom coupler fits. So stay tuned. I had to get a larger clamp. The one it came with was just slightly not latching on, so I got a 83 to 91. I don't know if you can see that. The previous one was a 75 to 83. So let's see if this one fits. And we should be done after I get this one. Just want to make sure the hose stays on. So let's wrap it up. It's been like 1,000 years, so. Check engine lights, so that's good. Just gonna let the oil warm up. Gonna check the boost to make sure there's no loss in pressure. Sort of go for a test run later on, so stay tuned. Quick mention here, I had to tuck in the radiator shroud. It was sticking upward a bit because I wasn't able to bolt down the bottom section. But I wanted a cleaner look, so I just used the bumper as a wedge as much as I could. Whew. All right, I'm gonna try and drive it and see if it works. Just wanna make sure everything runs. Well, not good. I think I popped, I heard something. Didn't give it too much, just want to check for a boost, but looks like a hose came off, so gonna quickly head home before something bad happens or it overheats or something, so stay tuned. Looks like this one came off here. The AFE charge pipe to the new reducer. I might have to shorten this. I don't know. I had to push this back to get it in, but it looks like it popped off when I was driving. I just gave it a little, just testing, but it popped off, so. Here's the first cut down. Let's try it out. All right, got the couplers on and got the car all ready to test drive. And again, yeah, like you saw in the last clip, the coupler popped off. So what I did was, on the cold side, is I took my reducer hose and I actually used the 6th cold side intercooler because they had the right angle in order for me to fit the piping. I'll put a diagram, it's hard to explain, but the 6th coupler, I was able to a little bit better fitment, and hopefully this doesn't pop off. I'm gonna go test drive now. Yeah, I'll give my thoughts at the end, so stay tuned.
1 hour later.
Alright, just did a few test runs that you saw there. After about 20 minutes of driving, temps are holding, the boost is holding. Did a few pulls, didn't want to record it just, you know, out of safety, but you know, the temperatures for the engine temp got up to about 100 at the max, I want to say. Sorry, 206. I don't know why I said 100. Going up to speed on the freeway, doing a few pulls, I even sort of double clamped it just to make sure that it's super tight. And also the adjustment fitment wise for that side is much better. So I mean, again, limited test run. It is sort of a 90-degree day, so pretty hot, but yeah, happy so far, and just happy and relieved that the coupler, I'm gonna go home now and test it. Stay tuned for more. Gotta test it out on track and see. But so far, you know, I even hit NGS. I ran it for 20 seconds fully. It held up. So obviously after multiple runs is the true test, but so far so good. I'm just relieved again, like I said. Oh, this angle is ugly because yesterday the coupler was coming off and I wasn't building boost. So now that the boost holds, engine temps and even the oil cooler temps are normal or lower with the two coolers, can't be happier. So yeah, sorry, this video is probably not the best install video, more of a vlog of my journey and struggles in getting the intercooler, you know, to fit with all the mods that I have. Some of them got in the way a bit, but you know, no worries, you make do. And like someone said, you know, cars are pain, so if I'm not struggling, then I'm not having fun, I guess. I don't know, we'll see. My back hurts. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Back at it again with another video. Shooting these back to back, you know, while my family's out in Japan. I'm gonna head there in a couple weeks, so try to get some work done. Obviously, if you saw the last video, installed the intercooler on the Kona N, and that got me a little shook. It took longer than I expected and kept running into issues. And even though the coupler stayed on, if you saw the last video, still sort of worried about fitment on that. So I did order another fitting, so I'll keep you updated. But so far, the boost has been holding and the coupler stayed on. But that's not what this video is about. I'm going to meet up with some of the SoCal N Club group members. Don't know if I'll let you know what the video is about yet, but you know, if anything, it's gonna be a cool hangout and I'll let you know once details drop. So I do want to prep the car a bit and switch like a few things out. So that's why we got this guy from Shark Racing. Let's open the box and let's find out what this is. So I'm going to install a factory carbon fiber fuel door. Gonna swap out the red. So let's see how this carbon fiber fuel door looks like. There's the reveal. This is supposed to be real carbon fiber. It's not a plastic overlay or a plasti dip. This is an OEM Kona part that Hyundai did sell. I'll drop a link in the description if you want to check it out. I'm not sure if the camera can pick up the weave details, but it is a factory piece, so hopefully it bolts right up. So I've never done this, but after doing the intercooler, anything will be better than that thing. I'm still having PTSD, so let's dive in and see if we can swap out the fuel door. And then in the morning, before the meetup, I'm just gonna give the car a quick wash. It is a little dusty from sitting in the garage while I was installing the intercooler. I'm sorry, Kona. So I'll give it a little bath tomorrow before we head out, but let's see if we can install this fuel door, and then I'm gonna get some sleep. Let's check it out. All right, so this piece just came off, just pushed it gently off, and these look like 10s. So let's go ahead and take these off. This is my kind of install. Close in on itself. There you go. OEM carbon fuel door off. Let's go ahead and put the new ones. There you go, carbon fiber fill-up tank hold door. Does it need to be carbon fiber? I don't know, but here's what it looks like. So Yeah, sorry, that was so mundane, but something with working exterior and something so simple, it's just, I don't know, therapeutic. So tomorrow, gonna give the car a wash and look to head out tomorrow. So here's what the fuel door looks like, and perfect fitment. I might need to tighten it down a little bit, but nice. Also, I've been using this McGuire's wheel cleaner, just spray it on and sort of wash it off. I also use the ceramic wax, I just spray it on and then wash it off, just cause I'm lazy. All right, about to head out, but first, gotta get some coffee just to wake up a bit. All right, got the coffee in hand, but looks like we're changing locations, so gonna put in the GPS now, just because the original spot, the road was closed. So let's see what the new place is, and then get going. So stay tuned.
Head southeast on South Avenue 18. In a quarter mile, merge onto I-5 South.
Looks like the spot we're just reorganizing. There is the new Elantra N. And then there is the Ioniq 5. Crazy.
Maybe even there. For a little bit further back.
Post that on the gram, you know.
Just a tad bit back there, right there. Hi guys. The sedan?
Yeah, no. Compared to the Kona,
All right, just got back from the meetup. I didn't film much, so I'll try to combine this with another mod. I did buy a rear sway bar for the Kona N, so yeah, just did a shoot with the SoCal N Club peeps and had all the cars there. As you saw in the B-roll, we were sort of doing a little bit of a project that hopefully comes out great. And then, yeah, next time we'll pick up. I will probably look to hit up at 2:30. You've seen them in our previous vlogs. There are cars and coffee shops, so we'll probably look to see if they have an appointment before I head to Japan. So stay tuned. All right, it's the next day. About to head to at 230 to get the rear sway bar installed, but also gonna see if they can install these new tires too. So I got these GT radials on sale, and it's actually going to a 245 versus the 235 that I have in the car now. The Yokohamas still have a little bit of tread left, but don't want to keep too much storage at the house or at the garage. Pretty limited. Sorry, there's dust on this lens. But also, the wife will probably kill me if I have too many car parts laying around, so gotta clean that up. So let's load up the tires and the sway bar and head over to 230, or at 230, and get these things installed. Alright, gonna let the car warm up a bit and then head over. So don't know if I'll shoot anything on the way, but I'll take you guys with me and I'll start recording when we get to the shop. Alright, my brother just got here too. Ionic 5N line. All right, dropped off the car. They're gonna start on the rear sway bar first, and with the tires, they recommended an alignment. So gonna go home, got my brother with me. He's gonna take me home, and I'm gonna go look for the camber bolts just to make sure that they have the bolts, just in case they need to adjust camber, that they have the bolts that I bought. So gonna head there now and then head back, so stay tuned. All right, camber bolts acquired. Leaving the house now. Oh, Sundays is closed.
Yeah.
This van is sick.
That's the van you need right there.
I know.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Got the new wider tires.
Really close.
Yeah, is it gonna be fun? Do you think there'll be any play there? It's pretty fine. Okay. The stock one was kind of similar to the same.
Yeah.
Okay. This thing is sick. Alright, almost wrapped up. Got the sway bar on, the tires mounted. Just gotta wait for the alignment and we should be good to go. So I'll report back and see how the car feels once it's off the rack and aligned. So stay tuned. Alright, just got done with the shop. Shout out again to Shin at 230. Did a killer job. As you saw, he had to sort of modify or adjust the mounting brackets for the new sway bar. Haven't really tested it out too much, but just went around the block, and you know, with the wider tires, the sway bar, I mean, it feels dialed in. I got an alignment too. These were the specs. I'll just put it on screen here. This was what it was at before, and he just brought it aligned to spec here. So again, we'll probably have to test it out extensively on the track, but sorry, there was a fly there. About to go head home and pack and head to Japan. I'm not sure if I'll do a full vlog. I do want to shoot some content out there, but or specifically something with like more Hyundai-esque type content. I don't want to, you know, do general vlog and or travel. You know, it's not part of the channel. But hey, if you're interested or want to see more, drop a comment below and let me know if you want to see some content from Japan. I don't know what I'd shoot, but I'll come up with something. I hope you liked that video. I'll probably look to do more of an extensive review, maybe for an autocross or track day, if I can find the time to make it out there. Also, if you're in the Southern California area and you go to at 230, just mention you're with the SoCal N Club and you'll get 20% off the alignment. So shout out to at 230 and Shin again. Super professional and very meticulous and detail oriented. So great shop. I can't be happier. In the middle of the video, you saw some snippets of a shoot that I've done with the SoCal N Club. Hopefully the full video will release soon. I'll try to put the full video on the channel as well, and so look out for that. I hope you like that video, a little bit all over the place. Don't forget to, again, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Yet another day here with the Kona N in sunny California. Today I'm gonna prep the car a bit because this weekend is another Cars and Coffee at the same spot. You might have saw it in the last vlog, but it's gonna be at 230, which is a Cars and Coffee shop. So that being that they sell coffee and they work on cars. So super dope. They worked on my car, installed new tires, rear sway bar. Check out the last vlog. I'll drop a link in the description. But today I'm going to be fix an annoying issue that I've had. So let's get into the video. So got a little present here from Mock Racing. Let's check it out. So, gonna be installing this Torcon valve spring. So upgrading this here because I've been getting a little bit of some exhaust rattle. So I've heard these fix the rattle a bit if you have a stock downpipe, which I do. If you have, I've read that if you have an upgraded or aftermarket downpipe, this will stop the rattle for a week and it'll come back. So let's hope it doesn't do that. And again, I got these at Mock Racing. Go check them out. They have a bunch of end parts. And yeah, shout out to Andy. Go check them out, mockracing.com. I'll drop a link in the description for this product, as well as, what's going on with my camera? Where you can get more end parts. But let's get to installing this valve spring. Should be pretty straightforward. I think it's 3 8mm bolts, and then you just pop this new one in. So we'll see. I don't know. I tend to take longer or have problems with things that are simple. So hopefully this goes smooth. So let's get into it. So here's the valve spring. There's 1, 2, and then there's a third one up here, which is, there it is. Let's see if we can get these off and put the new spring on. So stay tuned. There's one. Oops. Would you look at that? Here's the old one. I thought they were supposed to be secure. I guess it just came off. So that was concerning. It didn't go on, but let's put the new one on. Here is the new one. Let's see if it'll go on. I guess just like that. Alright, so I didn't do a before clip, but I do have a previous clip of what it sounded like, so I'll play that now here. And then let's do a cold start and hear if there's a difference, so stay tuned. camera pick that up, but definitely normal rattle like it was before. Again, it could have been that the valve spring just fell out, but that is a way better startup, and there's literally no rattle. It might be hard to pick up on camera, but you just have to take my word for it, right? Awesome, glad that that helped fix it. But also did some detailing here. Went with a sort of white pinstriping on the side skirt. I used to have red. I took it off for SOCOM, or SOCOM. Shout out to the gamers out there. But decided to try this white out, and I think it looks great. So here's a sort of montage of me putting that together. Hey YouTube, it's been a while. Whew. How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I know I haven't posted in a long time and it's been a while, but a lot's happened since I last posted it. We got a new president, the Dodgers won the World Series, and I also welcomed a new baby boy to the world. Well, not me, but my partner did, but I had a baby. Life's been taken over and YouTube and the Kona had to take a back seat. Been rocking this Odyssey here. I don't know if you can see it, but been living the minivan life for a little bit. Today we're gonna change that and show you what I've been working on. So let's get into it. As you saw from the thumbnail, going to be installing these custom clear reflectors that I made. So it's been a whole process, 3 months, and finally developed something that I think I can fit on the car. It's a little janky still, but you know, work in progress. But sorry, it's gonna be so annoying. Let me wrap this up. I do wanna eventually look to sell these if this is something that people are interested in. And I'm going to show you the process of how I made this in some montage clips. It might be a little rough because I shot it with my iPhone, but I do wanna show the process of how I made this. So here's how these eventually got made. Let's check it out. So that was sort of how I made these clear reflectors. I hope you enjoyed that montage. Excuse me, I've been fighting this cold. Now, let's see if we can install this on the Kona. Here's the car. It's super dusty. Haven't been driving it with the baby. Been having to live the minivan life. But in order to install the clear reflectors, you have to take off the bumper. Here's the OEM one, and here's the ones that we're looking to install. Go do the other side. Alright, instead of taking the whole bumper off, there you go, just pull it back and unscrew these, that's where the reflector sits, as you can see. So let's take the OEM one off. This bottom thing here, a little tricky because of the brake duct, but got it. But here's the OEM one. Let's look to swap the driver's side now. I've taken this bumper on and off so many times. Fitment is atrocious. I gotta fix it somehow, take it to a body shop one of these days. But there is the clear. Like always, I need to give the car a wash. So I'm just gonna wrap it up, and here's how the clear reflectors are looking. This is a pretty sweet shot here. Hey, welcome back to the channel. As you can see from the thumbnail, have some new parts that I'm going to install and wanna take you guys with me. I don't know, this is a weird intro, I don't know what to really say. But yeah, over the holiday weekend for Thanksgiving, went down to San Diego for my daughter's birthday at Legoland. Sorry. So that was awesome. As I was down there, I also went to go hit up Mike Jones, who also owns a Kona N. Give him a follow here or here. I don't know where I'll place his IG. Definitely give him a follow, and shout out to Mike again for helping me order or doing a group buy for this carbon fiber hood, as well as the CSR lip. But I'm gonna save the CSR lip for a later time. I do wanna sort of update the lip kit that I have. I currently run the Flow Designs one, but I'm thinking because the CSR is a gloss black finish, I wanna switch it up. So I'm looking at some other lip kit options like Maxton, I think is probably the main one that I'm gonna try to aim for. So we'll see, but today might be a short video, but I'm gonna install this hood. So before we install the hood, I gotta wait for my friend, and I'm actually watching my son now, so it's kind of hard with the new baby. Daddy duties first, daddy duties. But here's a preview of how the hood looks on Mike's car. Again, shout out to Mike, he's a real one and helped me acquire the hood. I'll drop a link in the description for the pieces and stay tuned. Here's the hood. All right, change of plan. Friend couldn't make it, and obviously it's nighttime. As you can see, it's not daytime anymore. So, don't have any help because I don't want my kids to drop the hood, and my partner has the baby, so I'm gonna try to install the hood myself. I don't recommend it. It's probably better to have an extra pair of hands, but let's see how we can possibly do this. So I'm thinking I'm gonna loosen these ones up. This one's already loose. And then gonna have the hood sit like so. Let's see if I can do this. Sort of loose. Going to prop it up like this. And then seeing if I can get under with my hand here, like this, and unscrewing it and then lifting it this way out into the darkness. So definitely don't recommend it. Probably better with two hands, but gotta do what you gotta do. So here is the hood. I'll unbox it and show you guys the details after I get the OEM hood out. So let's get to doing that. 2 bolts. 2 more bolts. All right, hood's off. The method worked. You can do it with one person. Let's see if we can. I think we gotta take the wooden parts off the carbon fiber, but this will be the first reveal of the hood. Yeah, it's probably just, you know, carbon skin. They have the aluminum here, but it is, I would say, half the weight of the OEM hood. We might need to repurpose. There's like a bump stop here, but then this one looks like it's filled in. Here's where the hood prop goes. And then we actually have some rain trays here. Right now they're covered. We can always get to it later, so we'll just leave that. Right now, let's just worry about wood slots, and then let's flip it over. And enough teasing you guys. Yeah, here's the hood. Got the vents here on the side. Again, like I said, the rain trays are on, but once we pop those off, hopefully cool the engine off. But yeah, I like how the hood is more aggressive. Should I paint the hood and keep the vents carbon fiber, or I kind of like the red with the whole hood? Maybe get the fenders eventually, but let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'll do a poll. I don't know, should I wrap it too? Maybe there's a wrap that's close to red. Yeah, sorry I'm like out of breath, out of shape, but man, probably have to, you know, wipe this down with some polish, add a little bit of ceramic coat spray that I have, but this is looking pretty sweet. Let's see how the fitment is and if I can get this on like I took the hood off just by myself, so stay tuned. Here it is, carbon hood installed. Got the vents. I did drop my light. Don't know how I'm gonna get that. You know, in terms of fitment, pretty spot on. A little bit of a gap here. Might need to adjust, but it is pretty fit. I'm rambling a bit, so let's wait till the morning and I will clean things up and give you some more B-roll to see how it looks, because it is kind of dark out here, so stay tuned. Alright, this thing recording. Sorry for the weird angle, but just wanted to shoot an outro, do a little drive as we go, and let me give you my thoughts on the hood. Of course, this guy doesn't stop in front of me. So, as you can tell, I have the new hood installed. Definitely recommend having it on with 2 people, as it was a little difficult to adjust. But if you're just by yourself, it's very doable. Just use some boxes or something to prop up the hood, and you should be pretty good. Just be careful. One tip is I should have masked the edges of the fender where the hood lines up so that there's no scratches. I did ding the fender just a little bit. Definitely mask out, if you're doing it by yourself, the areas where the hood will come in contact when you're installing it. In terms of fitment, you saw that the driver's side has a little bit of a gap. I hit up Mike and he has a similar issue. Adjustments might have to be needed. Also, whoa. He's looking to put some hood pins on, but you know, I've driven on the freeway. The hood latches, for lack of a better term, latches on pretty well. It hasn't come loose so far, so knock on wood. The other thing is the rubber bump stops. There's 4 of them on the OEM hood. The smaller ones, non-applicable because the hood has those holes closed. And then I tried using the bigger rubber bump stops, or I don't know what you call them, the rubber pieces that come on the hood. I tried putting it on the carbon hood and it just doesn't fit all the way tightly. So what ended up happening when I tried to put that on the hood is that the hood did not close all the way, so I ended up taking those off. So I might have to find another solution or like a smaller rubber bump stop. But other than that, I haven't had any issues so far. I've only driven a little bit. Again, nothing crazy or track days. Overall, I think the fitment is good outside of the driver's side, which, you know, I don't mind if it's like a little off. It's even with OEM hoods or new body panels, things aren't gonna line up perfectly the first time. And my bumper and passenger fender is a little janky, so I might have to just do an overhaul eventually. You probably can't notice it on camera, but it is something that's sort of like, when you do see it, you do notice it, and kind of annoys me. I don't know if you have OCD or a little bit of a little OCD on certain things, but you know, it's not a Porsche, it's not like a high-end sports car, but I do love this car and all the capabilities that it has, so do want to treat it or have it as nice as possible. I'll drop a link in the description to where you can get this hood. It took about 2 to 3 months, so shout out again to Mike Jones for the plug. We did a group buy, so maybe you guys can coordinate your own group buys. It did cut the cost down of shipping a little bit cheaper. I'm not sure of the exact price, so you might have to work that out with the seller. But yeah, I'll drop a link in the description. Also, if you're watching this, I just dropped the Enmas holiday plushies of the Kona N on Tiger Speed Shop. So these came out pretty cute, and I think they're pretty cool. The only thing is, I don't have every single color. I have all the US colors plus performance blue. I know there's things like gravity gold and different blacks and reds in different regions, but I did stick to just general colors of the US because we're basic out here. So yeah, I don't know, I'm starting to ramble, but I'll drop the discount code on the screen below. I do go through a third party, so if you're looking to buy this for Christmas, it might not come in time by the time you watch this video, but I'm gonna run the sale all through December, starting today or starting when I drop this video. And check out Tiger Speed Shop. Shout out to everyone who bought stuff for Cyber Weekend. Thought it went well. And yeah, just love to see the continued support. Makes it that much more special for me. So anyways, starting to ramble. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace. Hey, welcome back to the channel. As you saw in the thumbnail, we're going to be installing some paddle shifters in the Kona N. Yeah. Also going to install the Kona N intake back, but I do want to give it sort of a new finish so it looks different or kind of more OEM-ish in the engine bay. So I'll be doing that. And shout out to Ant. He put me on to these magnetic paddle shifters from TDD. Can't wait to try them out. They sound great. Right now, I currently have these little guys. These are just paddle extensions that go onto the OEM one. I'll go through as much as possible, but gotta remove the airbag, unplug these, plug the new shifters in, and we should be good to go, so stay tuned. Here's the AFE intake out. No particular reasons. I know the Kona N has more noise and it's a little bit colder weather with an open box, so you're gonna increase, not performance, but just the enjoyment, so. it. Came out decent. Probably could do a good job, but gonna put it back in here. Don't want to bore you guys, so I'm just gonna quickly do a little one of these things. All right, got the box in. Just gotta tighten things down. Bam. I even had an extra Kona N sticker that I put right there because there was some rubbing last time, so maybe the sticker will help protect the piping a little bit. Only other thing is I masked out these. I might just go back and just paint it. A little annoying, but I think for the most part it looks pretty sick with black piping. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, let's get a little cold start from the outside of the Kona N intake. Kona N definitely sucks louder. Alright, doing a little drive. Got the paddles installed. Let's see if you can hear on the screen. Sounds good. Little downshift. There's police there. Little downshift action. Oh man, these things sound... Can you hear the clicking, Zoe? Sounds cool. She doesn't care. But yeah, these are from TDD Motorsports. Yeah, magnetic shifters. Probably at the fraction of the price of the other magnetic shifters that I've seen online. They usually run around $300, $400, $500 versus this one being under $200 that I got direct from the TDD website. I've seen them on Amazon, but they do run a little bit more expensive on Amazon. So just be wary of that. Again, I'll drop a link in the description below. And yeah, they sound great. And you know, I opted for the sort of shorter paddle, so it doesn't have like the bottom piece. I don't shift from the bottom anyway, so I just kind of went with the... Oh man, I'm just enjoying the driving here. Regular size that just, you know, shows on the top and comes in carbon fiber, so that's pretty cool. Also, paint job on the intake tube was cool. Probably not the best, but also just wanted to switch it up a bit. Might look to touch it up. And yeah, I'll drop a link if you want to do something similar. So a little click and click, click. So I hope you liked that video. Might be a short one, but don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate the support the last couple years. It's coming up on maybe, is it 3 years almost? 2.5, 3 years on YouTube. So that's exciting. Again, the liking, commenting, subscribing helps a lot with the algorithm. And I appreciate you guys a lot. And so does my daughter. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.